The final 90 days of the fiscal year are often the most hectic for resource advisors, contracting officials, and engineers in the federal government, with the approach of the end-of-year budget requirements. But a little planning and strategic thinking can go a long way towards ensuring a seamless end-of-year closeout while posturing your organization for a successful FY16. I'm Major General Tim Green, Director of Air Force Civil Engineers, and I'd like to take a moment to personally invite you to A4C's Turning Towards Home virtual conference coming up on July 22nd. As resource advisors and budget analysts, engineers and acquisition officials, you understand how important this time of year is in the budget cycle. That's why this event is timed to coincide with the fourth quarter, the 80-20 budget timeline coming up at the end of July, as well as the FY16 execution plan deadlines. The goal is to give you context and guidance to help you with the final end-of-year push. If you're successful, then we're all successful. In the CE community, we are well positioned for a successful FY15. We began the year under continuing resolution. We got our Defense Authorization Act and appropriations that increased the funding for our critical facilities, sustainment, and restoration and modernization accounts. As we have an FSRM floor today of $1.7 billion, we are a little bit behind in executing the way ahead. How did we get here? We had a banner FY14 and everybody did a great job last year with that closeout. We had a healthy FY15, but we essentially cleared the shelves with our projects and our execution. That means we're a little bit behind. We've even gotten behind on our commitments where we've had units say they can obligate and execute a project by a certain time and they're not meeting those times. So it's a really important time of year for your whole team to be together and make sure you're delivering on the promises that you've made to help us meet our goals and our obligations. We also no longer let everybody have a set of money to themselves. So as we centralize our processes and our priorities, that means we need every project to come through because we've centralized and limited our ability to move projects forward. So we need your help. We'll talk about this and many other topics on your minds as we enter into the final quarter. At Turning Towards Home, you will hear from the top experts in the CE field on the latest budget updates and preparation tips. This year's agenda promises a wide selection of topics, including updates on the Air Force Civil Engineer Center and Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center, impacts of 80-20, congressional updates, and more. Find out the answers to your most pressing questions. For instance, what major changes should you expect in the next 90 days? Or how will the stand-up of the Air Force Installation and Mission Support Center factor into the new fiscal year? Much is on our minds as we go through the changes in the current time to transition to AFI-MSC. We're happy to be able to offer you this training, but we know there are always opportunities to get better at it. As we continue working to improve our technical delivery to reach an even wider audience, we thank you for your patience. Turning Towards Home is just one of many training events available through the year that answers the call for creative training. This half-day event will be broadcast directly to your personal workstation. We hope you'll tune in for all the sessions, but if you can't, they're set up to start on time so that you can attend the ones that work for you. To offer you even more flexibility, the entire conference will be replayed in the afternoon. Watch at your convenience while earning CPE credits towards your continuing education. If you have any questions, please submit them ahead of time to the A4C Resources Training Team, and we'll do our best to address as many as we can during the event. Remember, effective planning is key to successful end-of-year transition. We look forward to providing you with the tools and tips that you need to think strategically and spend smartly. We'll see you in July.